The Utah Jazz lose their third straight. Valuing possessions will be the talking point after this loss, as the Jazz third quarter offensive rebounding and fourth quarter ball handling were both really bad, and it cost them the game. That's what we're talking about coming up on POSTCAST. David Locke along with Ron Boone as the Jazz lose it in what was a good game, 107-101. 17 lead changes. I believe 9 of them happened in the fourth quarter tonight. 7 ties in this game. Neither team led by more than 10, so it was a great basketball game. But it's a game the Jazz need to win, and they didn't. And really, they have them, unlike Kevin Durant or Jason Tatum, they have themselves to blame tonight. Mike Conley has a bad fourth quarter turnover. Rudy Gobert has a bad fourth quarter turnover. Donovan Mitchell has a bad fourth quarter turnover. They allow 8 offensive rebounds in the third quarter. Like, it's on them tonight, unfortunately.
Exactly. And, those are all situations out there on the floor, all things that coaches just cringe on. Taking care of the basketball. How often do you hear coaches talk about turnovers and not giving up offensive rebounds? For years, that's what you hear from coaches. They know how they value those possessions because those are shot attempts. The Jazz get up 88 to 84 shots tonight. And without those turnovers, that could have been up above 90 for sure.
Jazz really good with the ball. They only commit 4 turnovers or 4 or 5 turnovers in the first 3 quarters of the game. And then they became turnover happy in the fourth quarter. And as I mentioned, it wasn't one guy. I mean, Rudy's hands were not good tonight. We can go through the game. There's a bunch of times where he should have caught the ball. Donovan cannot get stripped in the backcourt by Terry Rozier. And Mike Conley's number one quality is taking care of the basketball.
Well, you're absolutely right. And you look at the 12 turnovers that the Jazz had for the ball game. They only gave up 7 points off of those turnovers. But still, those are possessions that you value so much. Even the second chance points, and usually those come from offensive rebounds. 18 points off of those second chance points, and I can recall a couple of 3-point shots that were made after an offensive rebound. And one possession, there was 2 offensive rebounds where they knocked down a 3-point shot.
The 6 turnovers in the fourth quarter was the official number. 4 of them by Donovan, 1 by Rudy. We just talked about he dropped a pass, then jumped up in the air to make a pass. Mike Conley made 1 as well, so that was pretty well distributed. The Jazz got looks that they wanted. Like their offense, that's the other aspect I'd say on this one. They end up shooting 36% from 3, which is not, it's hard to ask for, but 1 or 2 more makes a difference tonight. Yep. And they got a lot of good corner 3 looks. And at one point in the fourth quarter, were 2 of 8 on corner 3 looks in the second half when they, Mike Wells told us at halftime, we do this, we have the guy in the corner should be wide open. Sure enough, he was, and they just didn't make the shots.
Well, and aside from the corner 3s, which we love to have, they still got up 47 3-point shots. And I think that's huge. They end up making 17, as you mentioned, 36%. I can't recall a bad 3-point look that the Jazz had. I know there was 1 3-point shot that you felt that Jordan Clarkson didn't have his legs, or maybe he was tired because he didn't elevate. The ball hit the front part of the rim as though he wasn't really ready to shoot the basketball. But I don't know how much credit you want to give Charlotte, or do we want to just I
actually generally am pretty good about giving credit to the other team. I'm not really going there tonight.
Yeah,
to be honest
I'm not either.
Like,
I mean, not like the Boston Celtics where they just flat out beat you.
And Kevin Durant's better, but frankly, LaMelo Ball's really, really special. Yeah. But the Charlotte Hornets are 37-36. They've won 5 of the last 6. Their defense is top 10 after the All-Star break. They're bona fide, right? They're going to make the play-in. But like tonight, if you're, hey, frankly, I think they beat Dallas recently, blew them out. So, they've beat good teams. I don't want to discredit who they are, but this was a game that the Jazz did not make the plays that they needed to make to win the game. That's as simple as that. You can make it more outlandish and make it sound like, oh, a good team would have made those plays. Sure. A team that wins makes those plays tonight. Absolutely. The Jazz did not make the plays they needed to make the win. Donovan Mitchell misses a layup from 1 foot that would have kept them in the game. The turnovers we talked about, 8 offensive rebounds in the third quarter. Like these are the plays that if you're going to win, you have to make, and they didn't make those. And I don't mean that to discredit the Hornets. The Hornets got out and run. Fast break point total tonight was
I thought it was relatively low. Fast break points, they had 17.
And we had 10.
And
so
had 10.
yeah.
But I think first half it was really low in the first half.
So yeah, no, I mean, and all right, and it's 3 in a row, and the question has got to be where this team is and how they feel about themselves at this point.
Without a doubt. I hope that you realize that this is a long road trip. The longer you're out here, the tireder you are, and the more difficult it is to win to win basketball games. And they got 2 big ones coming up. Dallas in particular, because that's the next ball game we play, and that's the team that we're tied for now, still in the fourth. Well, they have to still lose to Minnesota, but in order to stay in that 4th spot.
In our comment room, Don Shaw says, "I'm upset, Locke. I prefer upset over depressed because upset still has passion in his action. Depressed is kind of like just sitting in the corner of the room in the fetal position. So I'm going to go with that, Don. That's good. Like, I'm pro upset and I'm anti depressed. How's that? No quitting. Be upset. Be angry. That's fine because that means you're still engaged."
Yeah. No, you're talking to him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you?
I'm just listening.
Are you upset? Are you depressed? How are you? Do you need to come to the couch? How do you think he is? I don't think he's very good. He's trying to write his 1 tweet of the night, and he can't figure out what he's going to write. And he's not listening to us.
His mind is somewhere
Bowler's
else.
not listening to a word I'm saying about him right now. But I'm watching you try to write your 1 tweet of the night, and you can't do it. You can't. Here, everybody, see Bowler. There's Bowler. You should have seen. Okay, this is the correct word, particularly because how you were sitting. You were constipated in your ability to get that tweet out. You were like, it was completely incapable. Like, Bowler was sitting in exactly like bent over hunch position without being able to write. You only got 1 tweet a night, Bowler. It is really hard. Are you upset or are you depressed? That's our discussion.
I'm frustrated.
He's frustrated. I'm pro frustration because that's an active verb as well, and it means you're still engaged in the team. I don't have I unfortunately, like, I love analysis and breakdown and all sorts of stuff. I actually just have, like, didn't make the plays you have to make to win a basketball game is my analysis tonight.
It's the bottom line. I think we said it all. I mean, there's nothing else to say about, the mistakes that the Jazz made, and you can say they gave it away, or you can say that they gave it away and Charlotte took it because they're the ones.
I'll make one other comment that I probably shouldn't make. This is probably where I should have ended the show instead of making this comment. Juancho Hernan-Gomez's energy should not be so obvious.
Interesting comment. But it is.
Like, his energy and effort and tapping balls and keeping things alive is noticeably impactful.
I think the Jazz, I'm trying to remember right without looking through all of this paperwork here, I think the Jazz had 3 offensive rebounds in the first half, maybe, and I think all of them was
Juancho.
Yes,
they had 3 in the first half, and so you are correct. You're usually right on things like that. I don't. When he says "I think" like that, totally full of crap. He knows. Okay, I'm just gonna reveal all the secrets tonight. Give you at least a little nugget of something. You got it out yet, Bowler? No. Tweet is still not out.
No. I really don't.
We have medicine for this, Bowler. In this case, it's a beer or 2.
Oh, that's a 3-night or 3-beer night.
Yeah, like, you might need to see if you can grab 1 or 2 before you can get that tweet out. And then I suggest not after 3 or 4. Don't send that tweet after 3 or 4. All right.
Yeah.
We love you. We love you. See ya.